And our last storyteller for tonight is Jiley.
So on the morning of September 11th, I was running a little late for work. I stayed home to wish my mom farewell on a long trip to Asia she was taking. And so when I got to the World Trade Center, I was just entering Tower 1 lobby, and there was these large, tall glass revolving doors that you had to go through in order to enter the lobby. And as I was approaching the glass doors, I saw a woman running in the opposite direction. Now, mind you, this was 9 o'clock in the morning. Everyone going this way, not that way. And behind her was an expanding gas ball of white, brown, and gray color. And I remembered, I felt the pressure come right through the glass. I was afraid the revolving doors would shatter. And so I turned around and I ran thinking it was a bomb in the lobby like 1993. And I cut through the crowd screaming bomb, and I ran through the mall below the trade centers to get out. And I exited out a door, I pushed it open, and as soon as I opened the door, I saw white pieces of paper fluttering down. And that caused me to look up, and I saw this big black gash on the side of the tower, and smoke billowing out, and I felt sick to my stomach because my office was on the 74th floor of Tower 1. At that point, I thought I would sink to my feet. I thought everybody was dead. I thought it mushroomed up. It blew up the lobby, went up the court, and blew out the top. But somehow or another, my feet went on autopilot, and I was determined to get out of the area and jump into the first car that I saw. So I ran right out into the street, and I was very lucky because the first car that pulled up was a cab. I grabbed the door, and he apparently didn't see me. He kept moving. So I screamed at the top of my lungs, like, let me in, let me in. And finally, thank God there's a lot of traffic up ahead because he's slow, but he turns around, looks in the mirror, he sees me. He pops the lock, and I jump right in. And I'm angry. I know it's terrorism. I say the first thing in my heart, which is, I hate religion. And of all the people I get is a Muslim driver. And he turns around, and he says to me, it's not the people, ma'am. It's not religion, ma'am. It's the people. And at that moment, I burst out. I was crying. I was trying to turn back and look and see where the gash was to see if it was my office. Couldn't tell from that angle. And he knew I was in distress. So as he's driving, he's asking where I want to go. I say, go north, get out of here. I'm an engineer by training, so I thought the towers were coming down at that point. But I'm crying like I can't stop. And he says, ma'am, you have to get to a loved one. You have to stop crying. You have to drink water. And I'm thinking, where am I going to get water? And then a magic Poland spring bottle he pulls out of nowhere. And as he's driving, he's pouring it into a styrofoam cup. And he passes it through the little window to me. And I take it, and I look at it, and there's like squiggly things in there. And at this moment, I think I'm just gonna, the world's coming to an end. And I swig it down. I said, screw it. Done. It was done. I stopped crying at that moment. I felt so relieved. And, he's saying, where do you want to go? I said, well, my fiance is in Midtown. Can you go north? Go north. He's like, all right. When we get to Midtown, it's surreal. No one knows what's going on. It looks like a regular business day. Nobody knows what had just happened. So I tell him, I said, look, go home, get out of here. I'll get another cab. Let me go grab my fiance. He's like, you know what? I'm staying right here. I'm going to wait for you. And I said, okay. I ran into the lobby, and at my fiance's workplace, he has this guard. That's Randy, his name, and he's like flipping the paper. He goes, yeah, what do you want? I'm like, now I'm crying again because I know I'm getting close to my fiance. And Randy is going, I'm like talking about 9/11, you know, like the towers are coming down, things are exploding. I'm just all over the place, and he's like, I'll call David. He calls David. David already knew. David told me later he saw it on TV. By the time Randy called him, he was downstairs. He grabbed me, we hugged, and we ran it back into the street to go back to the cab. And around the cab was like a ton of people. They were asking the cab what happened. He's pointing at me. I look like a mess, crying like crazy again. Now that I have my fiance in my arm, we jump in the cab. We go over the bridge. I make it in Queens just in time before they shut down the bridges. And as my fiance, who's generous, so generous in heart, he's disputing with the cabbie because the cabbie's generous. He said, go, you know, you don't have to pay me. And my husband, or my fiance at the time, he says, no, I'm going to pay you a lot. I said, you know what? I got to go. And I ran upstairs. I ran upstairs, and I'm shaking, and I have my keys. I'm entering my apartment, and I hear something behind the door as I'm opening the lock. The door flies open. It's my mom. It's my mom, who I wished farewell on a trip to China. And here she is in my apartment waiting for me with the luggage right next to her. And all I could think of was, you know, Asians, we don't hug. We don't hug at all. But you know what? At that very moment, that's all I wanted to do. And I hugged my mom so tight, her eyes almost popped out. And you know what? I was so happy to be alive. I was so happy to be with loved ones. I'm just so thankful for that moment. So. Today, so it was a grand opening, and I've been working for the Port Authority on the site, and so this is almost like renewal. We're coming back. We're coming back.